Hi, well near, folks. Good evening. Welcome to McGonigel and Mucky to the Shake Russell Hour. That seems like 90 minutes. We're still working on that. Glad to be back here on my Tuesday night. Folks at home, got some real folks in the audience tonight. Request. Long before we were little, we were loved, we were loved. Solvers of the riddle from above. Way beyond the clouds, safe among the stars. Home within heaven in our hearts. Sometimes now of late, we're not sure of what we're made of. Love, for we were little, we were loved, we were loved. Long before we were little, we were loved. I've known it for a long time, I believe this to be true. Perhaps you would believe me, I leave that up to you. This old world goes spinning round like some tipsy top. Who knows the tide is wound? Who knows when it might stop? The only thing we see when we see we've had enough is long before we were little, we were loved, we were loved, yeah. Long before we were little, we were loved. Long before we were little, we were loved, we were loved. We were solvers of the riddle from above, from above. Way beyond the clouds, safe among the stars. Home within heaven in our hearts. Sometimes now of late, we're not sure of what we're made of. Long before we were little, we were loved, we were loved, yeah. Long before we were little, we were loved. Long before we were little, we were loved. Thank y'all. Thank you. Well, welcome. Here we are again. My Tuesday night residency here at the Duck. Sometimes I play for nobody but the sound fella back there. Sometimes Graham and Shane, and Josh, and Jacob. Tonight we have some real folks here. It's almost like a happy hour here. Let's see. Well, keeping the theme of here. It's one here called Never Miss a Chance to Shed a Little Light. This is my ninth show doing my Shake Russell Hour. I've been here since the shutdown in March, but we changed the name several times from, I'll tell you later. But now it's the Shake Russell Show. It's like the Johnny Carson Show, kind of. Kids are living down the street with their old junk cars, commuting in the morning, they won't get far. Gotta pass them by with your cables in the back. 5 minutes of your time, get them back on track. Never miss a chance, shed a little light, and give a little love, make a wrong a right, lend a helping hand, anytime you can. Ask your love to dance, never miss a chance. Fell up the block, couldn't be much colder. The weight of the world in the slump of his shoulders. Underneath it all, he's a lonely old man. A little girl gave him a glass from a lemonade stand. Never miss a chance, anytime. Shed a little light, make it bright. Give a little love, let it shine. Make a wrong or right every time. Lend a helping hand for someone anytime you can. Get it done. Ask your love to dance, be the one. Never miss a chance. I told my old friend I was gonna stop by. He'd been sick, I couldn't help. I wanted to try. Something came up, I thought it could wait. My heart broke later, I heard it was too late. Never miss a chance, anytime. Shed a little light, make it bright. Give a little love, let it shine. Make a wrong or right every time. Lend a helping hand for someone anytime you can. Get it done. Ask your love to dance, be the one. Never miss a chance, anytime. Shed a little light, make it bright. And give a little love, let it shine. Make a wrong or right every time. Lend a helping hand for someone anytime you can. Get it done. Ask your love to dance, be the one. Never miss a chance. Never miss a chance. Shed a little light. Give a little love in this crazy old world. All right. That's a tune off my latest CD, written by a friend down in Richmond, up in Alamosa, Colorado. Let me see. Do another little up-tempo tune here to get things going. A song called Someday I'm Gonna Make My Getaway. I've got my petrified wood here with me tonight. It's my good luck piece. It's 37 million years old. I like to have it around because it's older than I am. I feel better. Sometimes I tell people it's Keith Richards' molar, but it's not really. But like I say, this is a show now. It's more just me doing my song after song. I've got a production crew working on when I'm taking the week off and coming back next Tuesday. They've got all kinds of questions for me, all kinds of new things to do in the show. They say they're going to have some animal acts coming in later on if we get picked up by a sponsor. But I mean, we started a segment a couple of shows ago where you can ask Shake any question you want, like, what's the first song I wrote, or why I play guitar upside down, or what's my real name, things like that. So we have a segment now where I break away from my guitar and go answer the questions to the best of my ability. And then also, we'll tell you more later. We've got all kinds of new things working into this show. As soon as we start making some money, I'm going to have a guest artist come in and join me. That'd be nice. Besides the animals, we don't have to pay the animal. Don't tell anybody I said that. I'm in trouble now. All right, let's see. Speaking of animals, I do one here. I wrote with Buddy Chuck Hamrick, and I've been a traveling dog all my life. And since I got my driver's license, I kind of went with my occupation. I've been blessed to be a musician since I was a teenager. Then I got my driver's license and things changed, and I became a traveling musician. Here I am 50 years later. Not traveling so much these days because of the shutdown. The car doesn't know what to think. I'm saving on gas. Tires. All right. Do this for my dogs at home watching Angus and Max. This is their favorite song. Everybody at home. Cowbell. They call me Gypsy, that's my name. Came from Mississippi in a hurricane. I'm a traveling dog. It's a life for me. I'm a true believer in the promised land. I'm a rebel always rambling. I'm a traveling dog. It's a life for me, running wild and free. Ready to book, ready to go. Ready to rock and the rolling stone. I'm a traveling dog. That's me. Traveling dog. Make good company. Everybody home now. Cowbell. I can almost hear you now. I love to hit the ground running. I'm on the sun. I was built for speed. I was born to run. Love to feel the breeze blowing through my hair. Not ready yet for the rocking chair. Head out the window, taking in the sights, biting at the wind as the world goes by. I'm a traveling dog. That's me. Get 'em, boy. Traveling dog. Make a company. Let's go for a ride. Beep, beep. Call me Gypsy, I'm just passing through. Don't you bark at me, I won't growl at you. Traveling dog, that's the life for me. I'm a traveling dog, running wild and free. Ready to boogie, ready to go, ready to ride, ready to roll. I'm a traveling dog. That's me. Traveling dog, big a company. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Come on. Traveling dog. My boys at home there. Thank you. Thank you. You never know what you're going to write a song about. They're everywhere. Keep your eyes open. Got a bunch of them. Let's see. Oh, yeah. There's one I was going to do a while ago and I got sidetracked. If you have any requests at home, just send them on in. Be glad to do them for you. Nice getting comments from you folks at home during the week saying you enjoy it, or that's why we keep doing it. And it gets me out of the house on Tuesday nights. No offense, my wife's watching tonight. She knows. Well, the ground is turning green. Johnny's working on a big machine. not much for the working man to say. Down at the corner, they're selling the ground. Teenagers tearing the church house down. One day I'm gonna make our getaway. Someday, someday, all of the children of the heavenly King gonna ride away and make our getaway. Mama needs a rest, she's been working too hard. Papa's got troubles in his own backyard. Not much for the family man to say. Grandpa's dreams have turned to dust. Everyone's gone, he's come to trust. Someday I'm gonna make my getaway. Everybody. Someday, someday, all of the children of the heavenly King gonna ride away and make their getaway. Down at the bar, Billy's out on his face. Looks like he's found his final resting place. Not much for the drinking man to say. All the people don't pay it no mind. After all, it's just the end, another hard time. One day I'm gonna make our getaway. Everybody. Someday, someday, all of the children of the heavenly King gonna ride away, make their getaway. Someday, someday, all of the children of the heavenly King gonna ride away and make their getaway. Getaway, someday. Thank you, Walter Hyde. Yeah. All right. All right, no requests coming in yet, so I'm just going to do what I want to do here. Oh, here comes one right now. No sooner do I see. There we go. Two Old Dogs. Okay, well, thank you. Shouldn't have done that other dog song. Two Old Dogs. I have to think about that one. I've been in Texas since 1972. Came down here as a young man with a band from Texas that I met up in Missouri. I grew up in Independence, Missouri, up by Kansas City. I joined a band that was, I could say, from Texas, and made my way to Texas in 1972, and been here since. I go home to visit, but this is really my home now. Up in Missouri, first 20 years in Missouri, there's a lot of statues up there of Mark Twain, a very famous person in Missouri. Can we get that door shut, Shane, if that's possible? Anyway, this one here about Mark Twain. He was a river captain when he was 21 years old. Changed his name to Mark Twain. Wish it was on a steamboat about 1885. Rolling down Mississippi, so happy to be alive. Cigars by the dozens, whiskey by the keg. Lighting up the pipe, boys, stretching out our legs. We were skid-scatting, patty-whacking, steam pipes blowing their stack. Not quite sure where we're going, don't know when we're coming back. Going down that Mississippi, we weren't feeling no pain. clawing, fiddle sawing, Big Daddy Catfish jumping high, two-stepping with Sam Clemens, Tom and Huck here by our side. Past everyone, Lem Cottonwood, Sandbar in between. Past every mark, round every bend, from St. Louis to New Orleans. Oh, I wish I was on a steamboat, 1885, rolling down Mississippi, so happy to be alive. Dreams here by the bushels, smiles by the yard. Strum a little ditty on this old guitar. Mark Twain, safe water, the river captain sing. Listen to the river song, me and Mark Twain. Mark Twain, safe water. Thank you. Me and Mark Twain there. Well, alrighty. Nobody asked for that, and I just felt like doing it. Here comes another request, though. I love it when that happens. Blue Bonnet in Tennessee for Aurora. All right, Girl Loves to Dance. You bet. Thank you. Girl Loves to Dance and Blue Bonnet Grow in Tennessee. Here's one that somebody asked for, called "Will a Blue Bonnet Grow in Tennessee?" Wrote this with Chuck Hamrick, and I was thinking about moving to Nashville back when I wrote the song, and I knew my wife wouldn't like it there because she's from Texas, and she'd been to Nashville and didn't really care for it too much. So I was thinking about moving there, though, and I was having a rehearsal with a friend of mine, and he had just moved to Nashville, and he's bought a house and was putting in landscaping and stuff, and we were up in Austin rehearsing for some shows, and we took a walk out to this park into this bluebonnets, a big field of bluebonnets, and he said, "Shake, will a bluebonnet grow in Tennessee?" I go, "I don't know, but that's a good question. It sounds like a song to me, you know." So it became a song, because they will grow in Tennessee, but just not as well. Down that old river road we went walking, but the fragrance hangs sweet in the air, where the blue bonnets grow on the banks in the meadow. Will a blue bonnet grow in Tennessee? It's a long way from Austin to Nashville. Soon it may be home for me, where the winters are so cold and the spring can turn so slow. Will a blue bonnet grow in Tennessee? Time will tell if a flower will take the seed in these hills. Give it all she'll ever need. Will she grow near as strong as straight up to the sun? Will her heart find a home in this land? Will the seasons be kind as the one she left behind? Will a blue bonnet grow in Tennessee? said where I go, she would follow. And with me, home would be anywhere. She was raised a Lone Star girl, and it's Texas she prefers. Willow Blue, Bonnet Grove, Tennessee. Time will tell if a flower will take the seed in these hills. Give it all she'll ever need. Will she grow near as strong as straight up to the sun? Will the heart find a home in this land? And will the seasons be kind as the one she left behind? Willow Blue, Bonnet Grove, Tennessee. 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 Thank you. You know what else I got for you, Fran Bishop. All right, letters, songs, and photographs. All right, got them right here in the computer. You need to get me a teleprompter is what I need. That's what I want for Christmas, Rusty, Teresa. One of those things like, so you don't have to run back and forth. I can just have it right there in front of me, and that'd be nice. I'm saving up for it. All right, let's see. Also, I'm going to take time out to announce that we have, besides doing Ask Shake questions, we have another segment we're beginning. This is the first week of it. It's called Shaking Stories from the Road. They put up 4 questions, some 4 stories, by title that I've remembered from my early days, from all the way from when I was 16 all the way up to when I was in my 20s, 30s, a lot of stories from the road. So that's a new segment. And what you can do is you can go onto the website, and there'll be a QR little number or decal icon. Put your phone up to it, and it'll show you the 4 different stories for tonight. One of them's called Send Me to the Electric Chair. One's called Shake with a Snake by the Lake. That's a good one. And then there's 4 of them. And you can vote which one you want to hear. And later on, maybe 10 minutes from now, I'll tell that story. That's how that works. So we got all kinds of exciting things here. You thought you were just going to come here and hear me sing. No. We've also got a segment we haven't done in a while called Under the Covers with Shake. And that's not what you think, but it's me doing cover songs of other people. I write most of my songs, but growing up, I had to learn how to play music by learning other people's songs. And so I write down a bunch of them that I know from other people. Anybody, a bunch of them, and they put up 3 every week, and you can vote on which 3 songs you want to hear me play. Sunshine of Your Love, you want to hear me play Stairway to Heaven, you want to hear me those kind of songs. Other songs other than what I normally play on my shows. We have that segment too, so watch out for that. I've been working on some new songs that I used to know back when I was younger, before I started writing my own songs. That's another segment. That's called Under the Covers with Shake. We've got Ask Shake questions and Shaking Stories from the Road. It's really getting exciting. I don't know what's next. But I have a crew that dreams up these things. His name is Michael. Rusty and Teresa's son. It's his vision. And I go with it because so far he hasn't let me down. All right, enough of that. Be sure and vote what story you want to hear, and I'll be glad to tell it to you a little bit later on. Let's see what I want to do there. Yeah, let's pick it up a little bit. That's what I say. One about turning off your TV and going outside, not listening to all that stuff you hear on the TV. Make you crazy. Written by our friends up in Colorado. It was Terry McCartney and a band called the Rifters. I used to wake up in the morning to the news on NPR, listen to the turmoil, both near and far. Every night at 6 o'clock, watch the news on CBS. Everything I saw, it's making me a mess. I got news for you. I got news for you. Just turn it off. Let's go outside. The world is far more beautiful than the news implied. I got news for you. I got news for you. Turn it off. Don't take the bait. Let's see the good fellow souls leave behind the hate. If the news is what I'm seeing, our world is burning down. Big bucks, big greed are driving us right into the ground. Of course, we don't want to seem naive and blind, but the news is what I'm seeing. Love is hard to find. I got news for you. I got news for you. Let's turn it off. Let's go outside. The world is far more beautiful than the news implied. I got news for you. Got news for you. But turn it off. Go take the bait. Let's see the good in fellow souls and leave behind the hate. There's nothing good in what the news is paid to report. We see with our own eyes, life is too short. Life is too short. I got news for you. Sing it with me at home now. I got news for you. I can't hear you. Just turn it off. Let's go outside. The world is far more beautiful than the news implied. I got news for you. I got news for you. Let's turn it off. Go take the bait. Let's go to bed. That ain't news. Leave behind the hate. I got news for you. 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 Everybody, I got news. I can hear you. I got news. Turn it off. I got news for you. Thank you. Thank y'all. All right. There's more requests coming in here. Oh, my golly. They're coming in like. Deep in the West for belated birthday. All right. Peyton. All right. Deep in the West for Peyton's belated birthday. I got news. I didn't write that. My friends up in Colorado wrote that about 3 or 4 years ago, and we recorded it on our CD. Yeah, I wish I'd written. I love that song. First time I heard it, I thought it was timely 3 years ago. It's even timelier now. Okay, where was it? A request. Deep in the West. Tell you. Playing these shows by myself is different from having the old band up. It's more like, I don't know. It's just different. Bare bones. request we had. I wrote this from my friend Michael Hearn. Lives up in Red River. Pandemic kind of took him back home up there. He hasn't been back since. So maybe this year we'll get to do some shows together. She stays at home too much. She feels so out of touch. She's not afraid to take a chance. See, the girl loves to dance. So she waits for Friday night when they dance. He holds her tight. He tries, he's not in her plans. You see, the girl, she just loves to dance. She gets lost inside the feeling when the music starts to play. When she's dancing, all her cares just slip away. And for the moment, nothing matters. She's got everything she needs. It's so easy to see. The girl just loves to dance. Folks at home, swing your part. Time is on her side. She forgets the tears she's cried. She's not looking for romance. You see, the girl loves to dance. She gets lost inside the feeling when the music starts to play. When she's dancing on, her cares just slip away. And for the moment, nothing matters. She's got everything she needs. It's so easy to see. The girl just loves to dance. It's so easy to see. The girl just loves to. Time is on her side. Forgets the tears she's cried. The girl just loves. Hey, wait for Tuesday night. Yes, the girl just loves. They dance. He holds her tight. Yes, the girl just loves to dance. Thank you. Girl loves to dance. The winner is Snake by the Lake. Oh, one of my favorite stories. No, it's not really, but it happened. It's a true story. A lot of things I make up. This one I didn't. Long ago, I was living in Austin, 1973. We lived out on Lake Travis, out on 620, and there was nothing out there back then but a couple old gas stations. Old gas stations, and maybe one mini mart and a laundromat. It was like I was, 1973. So I took my friend John Vandiver. I took his pickup to go do my laundry. Went over to the little local laundromat, put my clothes in. The sun down, so I thought I'll go for a drive while my clothes are being washed, and so I was going out driving. Beautiful sunset on Lake Travis. Nothing out there at that time. I see this young lady hitchhiking. So I said, well, okay. I pull over and pick her up. And I said, hey, how you doing? Can you give me a ride? Yeah, come on in. So she opens the door on the passenger side, steps in the truck, and she steps in. She starts screaming her head off, screaming like something, like a snake had bit her. And that's what happened. She stepped on a rattlesnake as she got into my truck, to John's truck, and immediately she was just freaking out. And I found the first house, and there weren't many out there. I went down and said, I got a lady here a girl that's been bit by a snake. I took her into the house. I know it's funny now, it wasn't then. We took her into the house, and they said, we got a snake bite kit, so she's got her leg up there, and this thing's rusty, they haven't used it in forever. We can't use that. But there's a gas station right up the road. So I drive up the road another couple of miles, and I'm in my friend's truck, and he's got a bad carburetor on this truck. It's going like this, chugging. I'm going, oh no. And she's getting sicker, more sick as the time goes by, of course. And she's been bit by a snake. And so I stop and they're in this little gas station. These guys sitting around playing dominoes, these old guys. I go, I got a young lady that's been bitten by a snake. Can I use your phone to call not Ben Tile, but Breckenridge in Austin? So can I use your phone? Sure, son, use the phone. And so he goes, you got a girl got bit by a snake, huh? I go, yeah, she's in the truck. He goes, well, how long ago was that? I said, well, about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. He goes, well, you got about 20 minutes to get her to the hospital. Something like that, I'm going, oh, great. So I jump back out, I call the hospital and tell them, we're coming. I've got this girl. So I'm racing in 620, and it's windy old road out there, and there's nothing out there back then. Nothing. And just a few houses, but I'm winding around this truck going, spurting. I'm going, oh, gosh. And she's getting sick, and she's going, I said, just go ahead and, throw up if you have to. And she was just foaming. I mean, she was horrible. We got to the hospital. I know. I got to the hospital. They came out, met my car or the truck, and wheeled her in. And so last I saw of her, the next day I go back to see how she's doing, and they'd had to lance her leg all the way open to get the venom out, but she survived. And her parents were there. They came up from Louisiana because of the situation, and they thanked me for saving their daughter and getting to the hospital in time. So that's my snake by the lake story, folks. I have no idea. Huh?
He was still in your car?
The snake wasn't in my car. It was down underneath it on the curb of the highway, and she didn't see it when she stepped to get into the truck. No, it wasn't in my car. I've been walking to the hospital, running to the hospital. No. Anyway, that's my snake by the lake story, folks. It has a happy ending. She's okay, and a very happy ending. But it was frightening at the time after that. That truck just wasn't looking good at all. All right, well, I'm going to do another song or two, and then do my Ass Shake segment here, too. Here's a song I wrote, the first song I ever had recorded by a major artist. Ricky Skaggs did this song in 1983. Had a big old smash hit with it on the country charts and made me a happy guy, made me a bona fide songwriter in the eyes of my parents. But I watched it climb the country charts summer of 83 all the way to number 2. All the way to number 2 for the whole summer. And the number 1 song that would not budge and let my song be number 1 for just a week was Islands in the Stream. Remember that song? Islands in the Stream. I hate that song. That's a lousy song. No, I'm kidding. This is our grapes on my part. Bad timing, but Kenny and Dolly, had a big smash hit with that. But thank you, Ricky Skaggs, for doing it. Clubs, they're all closing. There's no place to go, and the sun won't show for hours. Streets have all emptied. Lovers lay sleeping, thinking of each other. You've got a lover but it's not me. He can't love you like I can. There will be others, yes, I understand. Will they love me like you can? There's acres and acres, all these heartbroken lovers. I know we're not the first time. Sometimes it seems that it's just like some dream that you try hard to remember. You got love, but it's not me. He can't love you like I can. There will be others, yes, I understand. Will they love me like you can? The clubs, they're all closing. You know, I was hoping that the wine, it would see me over. I pull up my collar, I walk into the night. I went looking for an answer. You got love, but it's not me. He can't love you like I can. There will be others, yes, I understand. Will they love me like you can? And you can, yeah. Islands in the stream. There you go. You gotta love her. It's not me. Special request. Thank you. I really don't hate that song. I just say that because I got more requests coming in here. Airmail, Silver Dollar. I thank you, Rest. And called Granddaddy Silver Dollars. Had a request for her. Inspired by a silver dollar that I've got here in my pocket. It was given to me a few years ago by a dear friend, Michael and Shirley Kinchin. 1923 silver dollar, and they belonged to his family. He had 7 of them. He gave me one, and Michael Hearn helped me write the song. Gave him one also. And then we finished it up in Colorado with our friend Don Richmond, and so he gave him one too. So we got 3 silver dollars, but it inspired the song, passed down from the family. Hope you all watching tonight. I don't know if you are or not. Putting my guitar away after the show last night, when an old friend came up to me, his hand shone something bright. I wanted you to have this, 'cause it means so much to me. Was a shiny silver dollar, minted in 1923. One of 7 silver dollars is how it all began. Daddy gave them to me, Granddaddy gave them to him. Simple little blessing any heart can understand. I always promise a little silver in your hand. Granddaddy's silver dollar, something precious, something shared. passed down through the family, never spent and always there. If you put it in your pocket, there's one thing that you'll know: you have a little silver everywhere you go. I've kept it in my pocket to this very day. It's been everywhere I've seen, heard every song I play. I know I'll never spend it hungry or cold. Granddaddy silver dollar shall remain forever gold. Granddaddy's silver dollar, something precious, something shared, passed down through the family, never spent and always there. If you put it in your pocket, the one thing that you'll know: you have a little silver everywhere you go. A dollar sure ain't what it used to be. It reminds me of the treasures of my friends and family. Granddaddy silver dollar, something precious, something shared, passed down through the family, never spent and always there. If you put it in your pocket, the one thing that you know: you have a little silver everywhere you go. May not mean that much to others, the one thing that you know: Granddaddy's silver dollar will be forever gold. Granddaddy's silver dollar, thank you. Here's one here. Nobody asked for it, but I'm gonna stick it in here real quick. A little song I wrote for Channel 2, KPRC, called Traveling Texas. Traveling Texas, riding 4 days. Traveling Texas, it's an old cowboy's dream, heading south to the valley in that old Spanish rain. Traveling Texas, these old cowboys sing, take the heart of a Mustang that could never be tamed. Riding old Blue North across the Panhandle Plains. Traveling Texas, neath the moon and the sun. Traveling Texas, these highways roll on here. On the deck of a Maverick, an old hurricane, southeast down by Houston, moving out into space. The eyes of Texas, the hearts and the hands, say welcome stranger, you know Texas means friend. Where cotton is king, cattle is king, Willie is king, land of blue water, the lakes of gold. And Bob Wills too. Traveling Texas. Traveling Texas. Thank you. Traveling Texas, sir. Never miss a chance. All right, I did that one, Nancy. Gallivant and Galveston Gal. Okay. John Carpenter. She got no time to settle down. It gives my heart the run around. Gallivant, Galveston Gal. That's all I remember that one. I'll work on that for next Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to take a short, I'm going to do my little ass shake some questions here and give my fingers a rest. Answer some questions here. Let my fingers do the walking. If we get a little more money, I'm going to get me a little sidekick like Ed McMahon I can ask questions to, and play off of. Right now it's just me and my petrified wood. Keeps me from being petrified. That's what it does. It's a friendly. Okay, here we go, folks. See, this is so official. I've got my own logo. They go all out. Thank you, Michael, Teresa, Rusty. Sparing no expense on this production, I'll tell you. And it's going to get better as we go along. I guarantee it. We're going to have that monitor down there, teleprompter. It's going to be major league all the way. Okay, first question. First question here. Let's see. Oh, Mel. Hey, Mel. Mel asks, how did you come up with this idea to do this? It's so neat. My daughter showed it to me, and I've been watching it every week. Cool, Mel. Thank you. Can't wait to hear it tonight. How did we come up with it? Well, like I said earlier, I've been playing it before the shutdown in March. Occasionally I would do Tuesday nights. We started doing some Tuesday nights to see if people would come out on a Tuesday night. And we were having a pretty good turnouts on our live shows every Tuesday night. So when things shut down and we were going, what are we going to do? Rusty and Teresa and their son, Michael, came up with the idea of streaming some shows. A lot of clubs do that even before the pandemic hit. There were some clubs already getting into that technology. Now the Ducks got it, and I watched them do it with some, beginning cameras, maybe one or two cameras. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rusty and Michael and Teresa, but it's developed now. There's all these great cameras and all this production work is going into it. But it's just a way to bring our music. Since we can't, I'm glad some people are here tonight. But since March, I don't think I played for more than maybe 12 people at the most for a private affair, for a birthday party or dinner. And so this is the new thing for us. And even when we return to normal again, when we do, this will be a technology they can also use to people around the world can see this show, not just here in Texas or in Houston. We get people from last week was Germany and just all over Australia. So it's a great tool to use, but mother's the necessity of invention, something like that, right? So here we are. That's how we came up with it. So that answers that question. I promise all my answers won't be that long. Okay, got that one. Here's one from Mike White. Mike, I told you don't ever ask me questions at work. I'm tired of you bugging me every week. No. He asks questions every week, so that's why I'm familiar with him. He's an old friend, too. All right, Mike. My question is, what was your first song you wrote? First song I wrote was when I was 16 years old. I was in a band called the Odds and Ends. I'm not proud of that, but that's what we called ourselves, the Odds and Ends. And we were in a Battle of the Bands contest in Kansas City, Missouri. And whoever won the contest, all these bands would play two songs, and judges would judge you, radio disc jockeys would judge you, and whoever won got to make a 45 record of one original song and one copy, a cover song. So we won the Battle of the Bands, and I wrote the song called I'll Take You There. And it was, just, we made a recording of it, and at the time we were very proud of it. We thought, man, that sounds as good as the Beatles. We're going to be stars, Well, somehow, my mom wound up with the copy of the 45 we made. And then after you made the 45, they would play it on Friday night at between 6:30 and 7 or something, So all your friends at high school would be sitting there waiting. They're going to play our song tonight. So anyway, that's more than you need to know. But my first song I wrote was called I'll Take You There. And it was very cliche. kind of sound like a rip off of a Beatles song, you know. Dun, 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 dun. I'll take you there. Probably a good thing I don't remember it. We've lost some of our customers already, folks. I shouldn't have sang that song. All right. Okay, next question. I got a bunch of questions this week, so I got to get through them fast. We're going to be doing an hour show that seems like 2 hours. All right, this question. Now we got a question from Alyssa. Alyssa says, I've heard you say you came to Texas from Missouri. What was the music scene like there before you left? It was good. In Kansas City was happening scene back in the day. I mean, there were coffee houses. There were in this area called Westport, a historic area of Kansas City. They had several clubs that were one of the clubs that was a better high-end club. That's where I met this band and joined them because they were really top-notch entertainment, and they played really the best places in Kansas City. So I was there in Brewer and Shipley, you know, one toke over the line, sweet Jesus. They were from Missouri. They were up in Kansas City at the same time. We were all playing the same clubs. I was a little younger than they were, so, you know, but they were already established. Established, and so it was a good scene. You know, and like I said, being a teenager growing up, we played a lot. We played high school sock hops and roller skating rinks, and anywhere VFW Hall, we could rent it out. You know, it was very as a fun time as a teenager, and then so it's pretty healthy. And now it's a good music scene too. It's a very nice scene up there. All right, next question. This one's from Harry. Harry asks, I remember you used to have a manager, a sound man named Lancelot, or something like that. I just remember it being from Camelot. He used to say, hoy, hoy, all the time. What was his name, and is he still with us? Yes, and it wasn't Sir Lancelot. His name was Merlin, but he was, you know, in the Camelot court. Merlin Condy. He was our manager, our road manager, our booking agent. You know, he did it all. He was from Canada. He was from Saskatchewan, Canada, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And his favorite thing would go, hoof to hoy, 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 you know. A very lovely person, you know, and high energy and great guy. And he says, have I seen him lately? He's still with us. We saw him, my wife and I saw him up in Austin maybe less than 2 years ago. He had retired from his real job after he quit being a roadie and road manager for us. He retired and he moved to Ecuador, bought a condo or something down in Ecuador. He loves it down there. Says the life is the way he wants to live it, and so that's where Merlin is. Hoof to hoy, Merlin Condy, the one and only, that man with many hats. Okay, closing in on these questions here, folks, in case you're going for popcorn or the bathroom break. Here comes, there's one from Donna. Donna's curious, how did you meet Clint Black? I met him at a music store over in Bel Air, Southpaw Guitars. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was a guitar store one Saturday morning. Walked in, all these kids were trying out guitars just real loud, and I was trying to buy guitar strings, and I looked over in the corner, and there's one kid said, I heard one of my songs coming through all that. I thought, what? That can't be. I looked around, this kid was in a black t-shirt sitting over in the windowsill of this store playing my song, You Gotta Love Her. And I looked at him, he had a big old grin on his face. He says, I bet you know that one, don't you? And he introduced himself. That was Clint Black, and it's the very first time I met him, and very nice young man, and said he wanted to know if he could come out and open up some shows for us. And I said, so we went out and heard him. Merlin Condy, my Hoop to Hoy guy, he and I went out to hear him play with his brother, Kevin Black. And so Clint started coming out and just doing the solo right in front of our big band, you know, and just blowing the roof off the show as an opening act. And then eventually got signed with Bill Ham and the ZZ Top, and he was off in the big times. That's how I met Clint. It was over at the Southpaw Guitars in Bel Air, Texas, about 1983 or 4. All right, it says, here's a question from PJ. Do you prefer playing as a solo artist or with a sidekick, like Dana, Jack, or Anthony? Well, I like playing with a sidekick, just naturally. I mean, I don't mind doing it by myself in certain situations. It works okay, and I enjoy it. And the more I've been doing it since March, the more comfortable I'm getting with it. But I always prefer to have somebody to sing with and play off of and have another guitarist to go with it. It's always a lot of fun. And of course a band too, when you can have that. That's drums and bass and everything, keyboards. It's wonderful. Okay, next question. Finally, we've got one here from Rick and Bev. Rick and Bev, you're just dying to know, what's the biggest crowd you ever played in front of? We love your show. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you love it. Biggest crowd, I think, when I opened for Clint Black. He took us on the road when he got hit the big time. You know, he did a lot of shows with him all over, out in Vegas and all over the place. And that was the scariest show, was playing Vegas, because, you know, I'm like a fish out of water or something out there. It was weird, but it worked. But the largest crowd we ever played for was when I opened for Clint up in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. There was like 20-some thousand people there for that, and that's probably the biggest crowd I've ever played for. It's so big you don't even know. You're just kind of overwhelmed. You have to be there. I don't know. We did the opening act, so we only played for like 40 minutes. It was quick, you know. It was over before we knew it. It was fun, though. A lot of fun. Last question, folks, of the night. I bet you're glad of that at home. All right. Next up, if you all have any questions, feel free to ask me anything you want. We encourage the audience to interact. All right. Last question. Next up is a question from Ted from Seguin. Ted asks, do you still have original handwritten lyrics from when you wrote Deep in the West? I think that would be make a great wall poster. It would, but I don't have them. I have them to some other old songs I've written, Two Silver Hearts, but not Deep in the West. I didn't write those down. I wrote them down and probably lost them, just like everything else I lose. If I don't put it in my vest pocket, I lose them. All right, folks, that ends the segment of You Can Ask Jake Anything You Want. Folks, next week, be sure and get your questions in here. Anything you want to ask, you know, how I write a song, or what, you know, anything. But I'm saving all the good parts for my book. I got a book that's coming out. No, I'm kidding. I'm having a ghostwriter do it for me. I went to a seance the other night, and I contacted Ernest Hemingway, and he's going to write the book for me. I'm a frustrated stand-up comedian that plays guitar. That's what my wife tells me. All right, folks. Back to some more songs here. A few more. We'll cut you all loose. Oh, here comes some more requests. I love that too. Thank you. Pillow Stone, Train to Dixieland. All right. Thank you. All right. Woo-hoo. I'm going to pick it up a little bit. All right. Here's one called Little Bright Band of Light. I got an idea for this from a book by John O'Donohue that he's no longer with us, but he wrote several books on the Irish and their beliefs, and I just loved it. So gave me some ideas for songs. This is one of them. The Irish believe that they call our life on earth here the little band of light. We come and live in the little band of light. I thought, that's a song there. I couldn't help but notice it from the corner of my eye, looking out my window as the plane took flight, glancing down upon it all as I flew across the sky. In that land of brightness, that's where I live my life. In this little bright band of light, that's where I spend my time. Hey, 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 ho, alright. In this little bright band of light, love to watch the way it shines. Hey, 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 ho, that's right. I was wishing upon a star. Turn around, and there you are. First we cry, then we breathe, then comes the final sigh. Twilight paints the day's farewell, slowly out of sight. In this world, love and hate, we learn wrong from right. We just here for a little while, this little bright band of light. In this little bright band of light, that's where I spend my time. Hey, 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 ho, alright. In this little bright band of light, love to watch the way it shines. Hey, 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 ho, alright. You're my home, my only one. We go turning around the sun. In a dream the other night, I was standing on the face of Mars, marveling at our universe, planet from afar. That little pearl of blue and green standing out against the night. Think to myself, home sweet home, can I catch a ride to this little bright band of light? That's where I spend my time. Hey, 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 ho, alright. In this little bright band of light, love to watch the way it shines. Hey, 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 ho, alright. Hey, 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 ho, alright. Hey, 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 ho, that's right. In this little bright band of light, 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 little bright band of light. All right, thank you. All right, here's one I wasn't going to do tonight, but we just got a request for it, so against my better judgment, I'm going to do it. It's never stopped me before, so we had a request come in from my friend Fran Bishop, and a song I wrote about a place in Louisiana. I never played there, but a friend, what started the song was a friend said, yeah, have you ever heard of Losers Gumbo? I said, no, what's that? He said, it was a special over in this club in Louisiana that everybody used to play back in the day called Jay's Lounge and Cockpit. Well, in Louisiana, out on the highway. It's an old gun and knife club. And that's where all the students from LSU and hippies came out of the swamps. They would all congregate there on a weekend night, and quite a place from what I heard. I'd never been there, so I went online and Googled it. Boom, there's pictures of it. And it's no longer there now. It's just a parking lot with a bunch of weeds. But back in the day, there's pictures of it with Willie Nelson and when Willie's really young, with a flat top, and Ray Price and all those guys. So it's been around a long, long time, and it's like I say, it's an old white wood frame honky tonk, and they have a kitchen, and you have a big metal building out back, and that's the cockpit, And in the song, the Losers Gumbo, whoever ends up losing the fight back in the back ends up in the special, which is the Losers Gumbo. And you don't want to end up there. So we made up a song about a band playing here one night, our band, although I've never played there. In my mind, I have. I told Michael Hearn about it, and the band were playing there one night on Saturday night, and we go looking for the parking lot after the first set, and we go through the wrong door. We go back in the back, the big corrugated metal building, and that's the cockpit. That's a lot of people back there, and they aren't listening to music. They're betting, all this craziness going on, chaos. And the reigning champ, the rooster from East Slidell, 120-pound rooster, I swear, called Big Chief Jolly. He'd been champ for 3 straight years. He was fighting in the main arena back in the back the night we played there. He was fighting this young rooster from Baton Rouge that was twice the size of Big Chief Jolly. But the thing was, he only had one ear. It's a one-eared rooster, and you don't see that too often. But he had one ear, and the other ear he wore around his neck on a leather strap. Yeah. He was a tough-looking bird, I tell you. There's pictures of him on YouTube. But he went by the name, he only had one ear, he went by the name of Vincent Van Crow. He had 2 O's, Vincent Van Crow. So you can find him on the internet if you look under Vincent Van Crow. We played up in Louisiana after we wrote the song, and a bunch of musicians came out and said, boy, you guys didn't even come close. That place was really crazier than that. So I don't feel so bad. My imagination wasn't crazy enough. But anyway, it's called Losers Gumbo. Folks at home asked for it. Get your cowbells out. This is definitely a cowbell song. No cards and letters, folks. No roosters were hurt during this song because it's just all make-believe here. Welcome to Jay's Lounge and Cockpit, beautiful Cankton, Louisiana, where the beer's cold and the roosters crow. Down in Canton, Louisiana, northeast Lafayette, there's a little place on the edge of town called Jay's Lounge and Cockpit. It's a white frame honky-tonk, seats in the parking lot. It's the place where the hippies and the Cajun go on a Friday or Saturday night. Marie's spreading cornmeal on the old dance floor. Jay's passing out white lightning as they're coming through the door. Hey, don't end up in the loser's gumbo. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. Oh, no, no, no. Don't wind up in the loser's gumbo. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. Everybody at home now, put your hands together. Or cowbell. Not too loud. I was taking a break, I'm looking out back, looking for the bathroom door. I pulled open the curtain, I walked into the strangest world. Here's a cockfight called Big Chief Jolly, featured on a Saturday night. And a big red rooster from Baton Rouge, nearly twice his size. There were beds flying, cocks fighting, spitting and a pecking too. There were noise in the crowd, they were cussing, they were shouting, three-ring hullabaloo. There were grown men dancing, roosters in their arms. The cook picking up the loser, getting ready for the gumbo farm. Hey, don't end up in the loser's gumbo. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. No, 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 no. Don't wind up in the loser's gumbo. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. Oh, Miss Molly, she's stirring up that deep dark brew. Big Chief Jolly, swimming in the loser's stew. All right, something smells good. Don't touch that, don't touch it. All right now. This part makes me hungry right here. I was sitting at the counter on Sunday, the very next afternoon, having a special with my friend Sheen. When I reached down for my spoon, had a spoon up to my lips, rum filled up my nose. He grabbed me by my elbow, he pushed away my bowl. Before you take that sip, one thing you should know, put your ear up to the bowl, you can hear that rooster crow. Don't end up in the loser's gumbo. That sounded good. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. No, 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 no. Don't wind up in the loser's gumbo. Don't get lost in the loser's gumbo. Oh, Miss Molly, stirring up that deep dark brew. Big Chief Jolly, swimming in the loser's stew. All right now, everybody okay out there? Y'all be careful going home. The roads get narrow. And watch out for the other guy. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. All right, thank you. This is Gumbo. That's a hard one to do sitting down. I'll tell you right now. Well, all right, let's see here. Got time for maybe 2 or 3 more here. And thank you all for coming out tonight and having somebody to play to. I appreciate it. And you folks at home for tuning in. I'll be here again next Tuesday night. More questions. Maybe some special guests. If those animals ever get here from, they got them lost in the shipment. We've got some bears coming in, they're juggle and everything. They're really good. It's going to be a hard act to follow, but. Well, I got to do Deep in the West for the birthday. Peyton's birthday. I remember. One of the first songs I wrote way back. I was up in Boulder, Colorado. And my girlfriend, we were real young. And we were in the Boulder, beautiful mountains. Sunset was going down. And we started fighting and bickering about something that was what young kids, young teenagers, lovers do. We weren't lovers. We were just going steady at the time. It was a different time I lived in back in the olden days. The last century. All right. Anyways, an old one here. Waylon Jennings recorded this song. It's a great honor to have him do it. Deep in the west, where the tall mountains grow, I've come home. Where the heaven above turns red from the fire down below. Are you listening to me when I'm talking to you? Stuck together we're one, and divided we're through. Divided we're through, yeah. Silver friend at night, your friend, it comes with the dawn. Back in my heart, I've been trying my eyes, seem to run. Oh, you're listening to me when I'm talking to you. Set together we're one, and divided we're through. So you hang on to me, and I hang on to you. Set together we're one, and divided we're through. Refusing to talk, I suppose that it's all for love's sake. Ain't it, babe? That's what she said. Learning to give, that's important before you can take from me. Are you listening to me when I'm talking to you? Set together we're one, and divided we're through. So you hang on to me, and I hang on to you. Set together we're one, and divided we're through. There you go, changing your mind. This love of yours will take me some time. Here I go, changing my mind. This love of yours will take me some time. Deep in the West, that special request. Happy birthday, Peyton. Happy birthday. Well, all right. Got time for maybe one more here. Close out with a toe tapper here. Called Sweet Harbor Ray. I wrote this for a wedding we did last year up in North Carolina. Father asked if we could write a song for the occasion and told me a little bit about his daughter, Harbor Ray. Texas woman that grew up, parents proud of how she turned out such a lovely young woman, and came time to go to college. Instead of going to UT like Daddy and Granddaddy, said, Dad, I want to go to University of North Carolina. So his dad reluctantly said, yes, go, but you got to promise to come home after you graduate. You're a Texas you're a Texas woman all the way. You got to come back. So she promised, and then while she's going to school, she met her fiance, Tyson. They fell in love, and we played their wedding. I wrote the song for him. Sweet Harbor Ray. Written from the perspective of Tyson, her husband. We got to play it for them, and they stood right in front of us and listened to it and kind of giggled to each other. Pretty cool. Here comes Miss Sunshine, walking my way. I'm a lucky fellow, fellas, tell her every day I love that girl, Sweet Harbor Ray. Born and raised in Texas, boy, she's Texas made. She's the one I waited for, everything I pray, and I love her so. Sweet Harbor Ray. She's a wild blue fly named after great-grandfather Ray. She's her mother's daughter, one like her in every way. Be careful what you wish for, all her daddies say. She grew to be so confident, up and flew away. Left her home in Texas, go to school in Chapel Hill. As were our sorrow boys, when I first fell, knew I loved her then. I know I always will, Harbor Ray. Well, hey, hey, Harbor Ray, meet me at the church. It's our wedding day. Put the bow to the fiddle, let the music play. I'll be waltzing down the aisle, Sweet Harbor Ray. Waltzing down the aisle, Sweet Harbor Ray. Texas, leaving here today. Gonna see your family keep the promise she made long ago. She come home, Harbor Ray. Here comes the sunshine, walking my way. I'm a lucky fellow, fellas, tell her every day how I love her so. Sweet Harbor Ray. Well, hey, hey, Harbor Ray, meet me at the church now. It's our wedding day. Put the bow to the fiddle, let the music play. I'll be waltzing down the aisle, Sweet Harbor Ray. Waltzing down the aisle, Sweet Harbor Ray. Thank y'all. Good night, folks. God bless y'all. Thank you. Good night, folks. See you next Tuesday. Don't forget. Thank you. All right, now that light went off up there, that on the air light. A few minutes, they're going to let me catch my breath, and I go back on. I do one more song for an encore for folks that belong to the YouTube. You know, they get to see the encore. The other people don't. So I'm going to do an encore. That's my best explanation of it. Let's see. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do something fun here. When that light comes back on, I'll be jamming.